Hamburger 2 and 3 railway line bridges. A lot of these rail lines are meant for bringing military equipment and other goods to our shopping centers and stuff, not to mention the gasoline, oil and heating supplies for our housing lifestyles and daily living are on the rail line systems every day. Are these apartments so close to the railway line bridge that I believe you built a building too close to the railway line bridge? The bridge is going to be vibrating the building to the I hope that contractors built the buildings using the correct type of cement concrete mixture and rebar that can handle that kind of vibrations the rail line brings to the environmental ability to live near the rail line bridge and the daily activities around. When they build buildings in the past so close to the railroad line, these buildings were meant for grain and other complements that were related to railroad line requirements. That room and board the buildings were made to accommodate transportation requirements or civilian transportation. Our country seems to be oblivious to the safety neglect of its safety protocols that were instated in the 1940s. For this reason, in war status, everything needs to work in sync for the country to win, and it is got to be the backbone of the country. Protocols will be interested in its protection against irresponsible organizations who are neglecting to maintain the mass transit corridor door of the United States within the state of Minnesota. We must call in the Army Corps of Engineers to get everything fixed regarding mass transit within the state of Minnesota done right the first time. You can get all these contractors. Who knows what other electrical issues you may have underneath their bridge now because of people stealing the electrical system wires coming in that box. Yes, these contractors may know the correct things to do, but are they going to follow the safety protocols, especially when it comes to these railroad bridges? That is the key. The Army Corps of Engineers at least knows how to utilize the correct mixture of concrete based upon the weather and what needs to be done, because it does affect the mass transit corridor of the nation as military might, and we do not maintain, especially in the state of Minnesota. Our state is going to consider the weak link.
Hello. You got number 2 bridge here, and you have a tree growing on the number 2 bridge, ladies and gentlemen. The number 2 bridge growing a tree.
Who knows what other electrical issues you may have underneath their bridge now because of people stealing the electrical system wires coming in that box. Are we going to endure another civil war situation within our country because of the way the nation is going with our transportation systems? You got all these electric fight vehicles like it is a new protocol when using this era going to fall of electrification and go back to the greedy money-hungry oil fields wanting to create more money for their agenda in America. Is the society going to allow people to the peaceful versus war time? We going to have to bear arms just to survive day by day because society says you are going to do what we want, or else society is turning upside down in the nation's society. This video will be showing you in this video railroad bridge number 2 and 3 is still an ongoing concern on this bridge. You will see in this video I am just really scratching my head about the beginnings of the issues of the major Department of Transportation from Burlington, Santa Fe to Amtrak and the other railroad organizations, and how much they affect the situation of public transportation. If one of these railroad bridges collapses, this bridge was the most unsafe of them all. Bridge which we will call Hamburger number 2 and 3. I know the Board of Transportation had drainage ways of going in on those bridges, but they still have not been repaired and are creating water damage to the concrete. I was afraid to walk under this bridge. I watched trains go back and forward on top of this bridge, vibrating the framework and surrounding structure. I wonder what is going to take for Board of Transportation to fix that. Do not Board of Transportation ever better locking system for that wire junction box? Would think the state of Minnesota would do something about it. If Board of Transportation look at these railroad bridge supports in how deteriorated they are, they would be a disgrace for safety hazard is. Remember of all the vibrations that the trains make daily going across in for even allowing a railroad line to even in the back of an apartment building in the first place. What is the Board of National Transportation going to do with the disasters that are out pending if they do not fix it soon? If Board of Transportation look at the new bridge of that number 2 and 3, even though Board of Transportation did a lot of repairs on its, Board of Transportation had still that electrical box that people can open up and start button wires. I wonder what is going to take for Board of Transportation require a better locking system for that wire junction box. Would think the state of Minnesota would do something about it. If the Board of Transportation looked at these railroad bridge supports in how deteriorated they are, they would be a disgrace for safety hazard. Remember of all the vibrations that the trains make daily going across in for even allowing a railroad line to even even behind an apartment building in the first place. What is the Board of National Transportation going to do with the disasters that are out pending if they do not fix it soon? And these bridges carry federal government property daily. If Board of Transportation look at the new bridge of that number 2 and 3, even though Board of Transportation did a lot of repairs on its, Board of Transportation had still that electrical box that people can open up and start button wires. If the Board of Transportation looks at the situation in regards to rail bridge number 2 and 3, the Board of Transportation definitely will see how bad it is because of the missing concrete parts, and yes, even more so, concrete rebar showing on this bridge is so bad that I'm surprised that the bridge is even standing up from the previous repairs that Board of Transportation did between 2009 and now is bad again after Board of Transportation did the repairs on these bridges. I am wondering, why did Board of Transportation going to be doing with these bridges? The bridge support structures are deteriorating not so much from the heat, cold, snow, but more so from the lack of proper maintenance crews, and it is due to them not using the proper concrete mix when they are putting more concrete on the bridge. This bridge is so old that they really needs to carry it down and really do see the whole entire bridge systems that they got in that 6x6 area of these bridges 2 and 3 are just as bad as 1 and 4. They all see the same amount of traffic of railway cars and engines every day, the constant vibrations. If it is not fixed soon, it will collapse. The ongoing situation regarding these bridges is so desperately needing the Army Corps of Engineers because the state of Minnesota is incapable of maintain mass transit corridor of the railway lines. What is going to occur when wartime strikes the United States? When it is these bridges going to collapse because of the improper maintenance during wartime? The State Board of Transportation are going to have to enact the Army Corps of Engineers to repair the inadequate structures of its railway line support system during wartime, and needs to be fixed appropriately, not inappropriately. Link State Board of Transportation is doing this also means you have ongoing failures with the rest of the bridges within the state of Minnesota, and I do not know if this is the product of ignorance on both the federal or state Board of Transportation and the failure to truly maintain the bridges for safety reasons and protection of the citizens, in addition to potentially preventing damage to federal government property that these trains to carry, no matter what is on that. Trains of all sizes are still considered under the Federal Board of Transportation due to what they typically carry, not just the city or state that they travel through. Something must be done with these railroad bridges immediately. This is the final bridge in a series, for again you will see concrete missing on the support structures of this particular bridge are failing daily due to the irresponsible of our State Board of Transportation regarding railway lines. Bridges are constantly fluctuating due to the vibration of the railway cars and engines going across the constant. These bridges never get a break, is becoming a complete disaster for our nation's Federal Board of Transportation safety protocol. We need to work out our differences and grievances instead of fighting. We just need to sit down and discuss our differences and work them out. Arms are not the answer for everything. We need to work them out, and mass transit is always going to be a problem if we do not sit down and get this problem fixed immediately, and if we do not, we're going to pay the price eventually, because the state of Minnesota Board of Transportation is not going by the federal protocol of the Federal Board of Transportation safety protocol standards that was in 1940 during World War I. Throughout the wartime that we had to get our transportation stabilized, and is not stabilized in the state of Minnesota, and all the state of Board of Transportation is neglecting to do their contract that was addressed by the Federal Board of Transportation. Why would you want to put the panel where you did on Hamburger number 2 and 3? Delete is a disaster. It gives you citizens who can get into that electrical box for the lighting system for that whole bridge area, and still wireless from. I see the padlock has already been snapped. Yes, the repairs that you guys did, but you will also see them again because of the vibrations of the railroad line itself. It got vibrated out from the trains because you did not allow the concrete here properly, and many years between the two times that I have done the videos on this collection of wool bridges. The condition of railroad bridges number 2 and 3 is pitiful. I do wish that the Army Corps of Engineers would get involved with the situation in the irresponsible of the state of Minnesota Board of Transportation safety protocol guidelines not being followed regarding the railroad bridges. Please subscribe, select that like, thumbs up and share buttons. You can also comment and interact with the video, which also helps with spreading my channel throughout YouTube with people who have the same interests as I do and concerns. Thank you for watching.